in session 1. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ayomi Dita Rarasati. Dr. Ayomi, you
Hello,
may
good
share.
morning.
Good morning, Dr. Ayomi.
How are you, Bu
Good, how are
Yuriana?
you?
Hello, good
So,
morning, Alsha, and also Andrew. Good morning, everyone, and also other distinguished speakers. Hoping that in this, is it bright or a little bit shower this morning?
yeah, a bit cloudy here in my area.
uh,
It's South
yeah, yeah.
Jakarta. Mm.
Well, currently I'm in Depok and it's a little bit shower this morning.
Already.
However, yeah, it's already. But usually, if it's shower in the morning, then well, it will be very bright in the afternoon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay, Dr. Ayomi, the
Okay.
floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Probably, I will just share my experience from as a female in civil engineering. So I hope my screen is already shared now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And let me introduce a little bit, although Ibu Yuriana already introduced me. I'm a lecturer in Universitas Indonesia. I joined Universitas Indonesia since 2007. Uh, but before, I was working as a consultant in infrastructure development project. So most of my research and also my uh, experience is focused more in the infrastructure. And I graduated from Universitas Indonesia in 2004 for undergraduate and for master in 2006, and then I finished my PhD in 2014. Well, Bu Yuriana, when you read all the speakers' CVs, I noticed that we are coming from the same region. Our PhD were from Australia. I graduated from Queensland University of Technology in Brisbane. That will be the eastern part of Australia. So, uh, yeah, at that time, when I was as a PhD, there were only like few females in my research group. Most of them are males, and hopefully you notice that we don't have many women works in civil engineering area. Let's say in US, women that actually works only 17% works in the civil engineering area. Even in Europe, only 5 up to 12% of women works as construction engineers, as a carpentry, at the flooring, etc. And Indonesia, we have like 20% in construction are female and working as a designer, as an estimator, quantity surveyor, cost control, contracting, or even as a shop drawer. So since most of the audience here are students, Bu Riorena, may I ask what will be the female students become when they graduate from the civil engineering? Probably Alsha.
Asha, Dr. Ayomi asked you, so what are you going to be after graduate? Is that the question, Dr. Ayomi?
Mhm, mhm.
Or maybe other participants? Or
Ah,
the question is Asha. Okay, do you
Maybe
have?
I
Hmm.
want to be a contractor.
She's going to be a constructor.
oh, builder. Nice. Because not many female workers in as a builder now. But yeah, it's a good point that if we can be in the construction industry and if we can share also our experience, our actually we have the ability the same as a male. Okay. And Bu Yuriana, may I ask how many female students in percentage in BINUS in civil engineering?
How
Is
many
it
percentage? Andrew, I think it's around 30-40%, is it
30,
now?
40 in BINUS now?
Yeah,
Quite,
around.
yeah, it's increasing, right, Bu Yuriana?
It
Because
is.
probably at our time, Bu Yuriana, only like 5 up to 10% female students in civil engineering, right?
It's true. In my case, 10%.
Yeah, at around 5 up to 10%. Like, let's say if we have 60 or 70 students of civil engineering, then probably like only 10 are females.
Mm. Yeah,
Well,
it's true.
it means that we do have a lot of opportunity in our job in the construction industry. It's not because we have to compete with the males, but the female, it's not that much. It means that we do have the quality to reach this in construction industry. And in Universitas Indonesia, our undergraduate student is about 35% currently in 2025. And our postgraduate master is about 28%. However, our doctoral postgraduate students is almost like 50%. Almost 50% of our postgraduate students in doctoral degree actually are females. Even the lecturers in civil engineering is about 41%. Probably almost the same in BINUS, ya, Bu Yuriana?
Yes, almost. So less than half.
Yeah, but almost actually the number is actually increasing up to half. Okay, so why now we have so many females in civil engineering? Do you know her? Well, everyone can just raise and probably just notice who is she?
Nope, Dr. Ayumi, I don't have the
Mhm.
slightest idea. If you could enlighten me,
She's not
probably
quite
I'm from a
famous.
different region.
Well,
Sure,
she's
definitely.
Sylvia Halim. She's one of the construction director who actually builds the MRT.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And do you know her?
No,
I
think
noticed if you notice that she wear like the
burger
guru
hat, yeah.
besar.
The burger hat, as we call it.
Yeah, guru besar. She's one ITB. Bu Reni, Dr. Reni Wirahadikusuma. Bu Reni Wirahadikusuma from ITB. She was the rector of the ITB. I think she was the first rector, a female rector in ITB. And she's from civil engineering. So currently we have so many top females in civil engineering. And do you notice a woman? Just kidding, it's me. Okay, well, I was the civil engineering head of department from 2022 up to 2026, but just recently change. But actually, I was the first civil engineering department, female engineering department that elected as a civil engineering head of department. Well, usually we have male head of department in UI. Okay. And why does female works in construction? Why does it increase? Well, according to the research, there are not so many difference between male and female, such as in teamwork. Female can works well with the males in construction. Okay, and then as a fieldwork experience, although we have historical views, men mostly works in this field. However, in terms of leadership, well, we do have equals between female and males in the construction. It means, such as Bu Sylvia, she's already the director for the construction. Okay, it means that this we as female here can reach as a top position as a leader in the construction sites. Okay, however, we as women, we have ini biasanya usually females is more attention have more attention to details, lebih teliti if we compares to males. And we do have the same work commitment between female and males. Okay, and how to manage the subordinates. Female, well, we do have the abilities as well. So, yes, we can work in the construction industry. And how can we create the big picture for the core works? So, the females have the strong documentation and very disciplined with the documentation. It means you will get the clearer in drawings or specification, more detail in the specification, and using the coordination in the design phase. This can create better drawing. It means you will have fewer classes, because sometimes classes in the design, it's sometimes it's common in the civil engineering. Okay, and for the request for the information as well, females also have the design coordination. Sometimes if we talk as an empathy for the user or the stakeholder, we can be as a female can create better public facing designs. And in terms of the quality culture, if you have a very good inspection, detailing, and control, it means there will be less rework for the constructor, for the builder. And how we can always create the culture, how we reporting the culture. It means we are building a safety climate, safety culture that can create the safer operations over time. And sometimes we have a lot of communication, we have a lot of coordination between our subcontractors, with our vendors. It means sometimes females can integrate all these subcontractors or vendors, and it means that we will have like more coordination breakdowns, that less fewer lebih apa ya, koordinasinya lebih baik lagi, for a better coordination. So I noticed that not many female works in the construction site. However, based on my experience, based on my participation with the community, not many females can be found in the civil engineering sites. I've learned that in my last community service, I work in Papua. So not so many female, not workers, probably it's more like pegawai perempuan that works in civil engineering. Not many, even in Papua. However, the number is increasing. Even I found out that one of the leader of the planning in Papua, West Papua, she was is a female. So she was this leader for the Bapeda, and she can hopefully within all these leaders in Indonesia, in as a we can promote or we can prove that it's not like comparing we are better than the males, but it's more like we have the same rights with the males. I think that's all, Bu Yuriana. Maybe we can have like small talks after this.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ayomi.